Ooh, y'all. Hey, welcome to Juice on the Rocks. This is presented by the Lioness Den TV. I am your host, Aunt Juice. Thank you for coming through and checking out my content. If you like, share, and subscribe, and even hit that notification bell if you like. What we're going to do here is basically pop our shit, get some stuff up off our chest, talk about anything that I feel like talking about. And yeah, so we here for a good time, not a long time. Let's get into it. I want to talk about uh, Jarvis Butts' sister, Tijuana Butts. Now, I know a lot of you are giving this woman a pass because you feel like she is the only one that has shown emotion um, and feel like that she genuinely didn't know. Well, I'm here to tell you that everything that I'm about to say in this video is my opinion and based on her testimony. Also, just my perception of things in general with this case as it pertains to her part in it. And I will touch on, some of the other roles of the people involved as well. But I want to talk about her because I feel like it's my opinion that, she is an enabler, has probably always been an enabler. And I think a lot of you guys are missing it. Um, and I know that it's easy to, misinterpret someone portraying that they have some sort of empathy or, maybe they are hurt or whatever the case. And those things might be true. However, like I said, it's my opinion, what I see and how I feel about her role in all of this. And if you listen this far, please sit around and stay a while. Welcome to Juice on the Rocks. I am your host, Auntie Juice, and let's get into it. So, this lady in this picture, this is Tijuana Butts. This is Jarvis Butts' sister. That's Jarvis Butts in the other seat there in the picture. It looks like he's the one driving. And basically, if you're new to the Naziah Harris case, she is a 13-year-old girl who was being sexually assaulted allegedly by her uncle, who is Jarvis Butts. And she was supposedly pregnant at the time. And I say supposedly because we don't know whether that is the case or not. It looks likely based on the evidence presented in the preliminary hearing, also via some text messages that were exchanged between himself and her, and a few other things that were notable, and other testimonies that were given and other evidence that was presented. So, this case happened in Detroit, Michigan, and Naziah was living at the time with her, maternal grandmother, uh, Annette Harris. So, and at one point, she was also supposedly living with her aunt Shannon Harris, who was supposedly living in the house with her 5 children by Jarvis Butts. That is how Naziah Harris allegedly was introduced to Jarvis Butts from the young age of 2 years old. Now that you've gotten some of that backstory, and if you need more information on it, there's a ton of videos on this case on YouTube. The young lady's name is Naziah Harris. His name is Jarvis Butts. I encourage you to check out and get all the facts. Now, going forward, I wanted to focus on Tijuana in this particular YouTube video because we need to start identifying enablers. And it is my opinion that she is an enabler. Uh, the thing about enablers is that they are usually the people that are closest to the offenders. So when I say that, I mean that these people tend to sweep uh, family toxic behaviors under the rug or look past it. And they do this for several reasons. A, because they don't want to believe this about the person that they love. B, they may be afraid of them and don't want to get on their bad side, or any other. reason. Maybe they even in turn benefit from this person's toxic behaviors. Who knows? But in a lot of family dynamics, these people's behaviors are often um, skimmed over and they are looked the other way. So, and given Tijuana Butts's testimony, she did admit that that's her brother. What she also did was um, she tried to, I guess, estrange herself from him, being as though now he is caught and she is somehow entangled into this situation as she was present around Naziah on the day that Naziah went missing. Naziah went missing on what is said to be uh, January 9th, 2024. And she hasn't been seen or heard from since. And at this particular day, Naziah was supposedly at the auto shop where her uncle Jarvis Butts worked at. This auto shop was attached to a gas station. Now, here's the thing. Tijuana Butts said that she was having car troubles and she was looking around for her brother to be able to uh, have him look at her vehicle. So because she I guess did at some point didn't trust driving anymore, she just wanted to make sure that it was drivable. So at which case she stopped to have her car looked at by him. Um, she claims also that she did not know who Naziah was. I will give her that. She may not have known. That's not directly her bloodline niece. That is her step niece. Okay. Um, so she may not have known. I don't know. Um, but at any rate, hang on, guys. Even if she didn't know, it she was present during the night or day rather that Naziah went missing. So she may not have known who the little girl was that she was seeing getting in and out of her brother's truck. The point here that I'm making is that I believe, in my opinion, in my perception, my view of the situation is that she knew what her brother was, and I'm finding it hard to believe that she did not know over the course of two whole decades that her brother had been convicted and in and out of jail for child sexual assault. I don't believe that she didn't know that information about him. Um, and the thing is that that's her brother. She's known him her whole life. So she's really explaining on the stand that she did not know this about her brother, but I'm not understanding how you wouldn't know when you knew literally just about every other detail there was to know about your brother. You knew where to find him if you needed your car fixed. You knew that he was a mechanic. You knew that he worked at two shops. You knew where those shops' names were. You knew where they were located. You also knew some of his baby mothers, according to your testimony. You also knew some of your nieces and nephews over the 20-year decades that he had been having children. Now, uh, uh, allegedly, he has been having children since his teen years. So, um, I mean, clearly a hypersexual person at a young age, if that's true. Now, um, he's 42, and we do know that he has a 20-year-old daughter. We do know, or there was mention of, I will say there was mention of him possibly having a son that's in his late 20s, early 30s. Um, there was rumors that he may have been essayed himself as a child, and from that essay, it produced a child, allegedly. So none of that is an excuse for him inflicting that uh, toxicity and abuse onto anyone else. And my thing is, the people around him in his teen years, if they knew what was going on, they should have had that trauma and that situation handled appropriately, like seeking treatment for him, like mental health treatment, and also having him checked out and things like that. I'm not saying that they did or didn't. I don't know, wasn't there. But what I am saying is that obviously something is very, very wrong to where he is repeating the cycles. If he was, in fact, allegedly uh, essayed as a child himself. So, and I'm not saying that I don't believe, I'm just saying I don't know. Um, Now, if all of that is true and all of that had happened to him, he needed to have people around him that loved him enough to say, hey, we love you. We're going to get through this, and try to get him some type of help. It doesn't seem that that was the case. So the way I see it is that this trauma is embedded in him. He is continuing the cycle. He is um inflicting this pain that he went through. He's inflicting it onto other children, including his own, because this is all he knew, and the trauma was never dealt with, allegedly. So I would think that the people closest to him knew what kind of trauma he had, and thus how he turned out from said trauma. Now, unless he ran off and had absolutely no contact with any of them ever again, that's the only way that I could see them not knowing. He has had contact with his sister. He has had contact with his parents, allegedly. Allegedly. So, how in the world did Tijuana not know that her brother is a predator? I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I will not believe it. I'm not saying that it's not true, but I'm saying I do not believe it. Ma'am, I see through you. I see you. You're not getting a pass from me. I'm sorry, but you're not. And I know what enablers like you look like. And it is my opinion that, yes, you are an enabler. And you can't possibly tell me or anyone else that you didn't know for a whole two span decades that you did not know what type of time your brother was on. I don't believe you. I think you're nasty. I think you are just as culpable as he is. And I think that you knew the day that you were at that auto shop, the day that Naziah went missing, something inside of your head said, that's a little girl. He's not supposed to be around little girls or kids, period. Let me go and see what this is about, which is, I think, why you decided to go in the gas station behind Naziah. Now, whether you knew who Naziah was or not, at this point doesn't even matter. I feel like you knew that he's not supposed to be around little girls, and that's why you went in there. And I also feel like that you didn't come forward and tell what all occurred and how you were there that day out of just wanting to do the right thing. I think you did so because you knew that the gas station had cameras. I think you also knew that there was possible cameras around the auto shop as well. So there is no way that you could convince me that you did not know that your brother was not a predator. He is a predator, clearly, allegedly. And I feel like you knew. I feel like that was what instinctively you did. Now, the why you didn't intervene is beyond me. It's beyond me because I know the type of sister that I am. See, I know how this brother and sister and sibling dynamic works. I know how the sibling dynamic works. I had brothers that I loved too. But don't you dare think for 1 minute that if I knew that my brothers, one of my brothers or all of them, if any one of them were a pedophile, that I would not be loud about why you around that girl while she getting inside out of your car. She ain't got no business around you. I would have been so loud that day. Child, you look, I would have been so loud, like, because that's my brother. Because I would want him to stop doing what he's doing. Because I wouldn't want him hurting nobody else. And because I wouldn't want him effing around and finding out. Because there are people out here that do not play about their kids or their loved ones. I would do everything in my power that I could possibly do to keep my brother from getting himself hurt and to make him stop doing what he is doing to hurt others. Like, y'all enablers, y'all don't be thinking about stuff like that. Or maybe you do and you just don't care. But my thing of it all is that you didn't do enough. And I feel like you knew what was going on and you just decided to do what enablers do, which is sweep it under the rug and turn your head the other way. I feel like that was very selfish and very nasty of you. I feel like you and your family didn't do what y'all were supposed to do for Jarvis when he was young. I felt like y'all failed him. I felt like y'all failed him. And thus, and I'm not in no way, shape, or form putting the blame on you because how you could have handled it is the fact that I feel like you knew what he was before any of these people came across him. And I'm talking about his baby mamas, his colleagues, co-workers, friends, peers. I feel like you would have known before any of them. Your family would have known before he came into contact with any of those people. And y'all had to do diligence to protect the public from him. And y'all didn't do that. But again, that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I know ain't nobody asked me for my opinion, but this is a public platform, so I'm expressing just like everybody else is doing. But I feel like y'all didn't do what y'all was supposed to do to keep Jarvis from hurting anybody else's children, including his own. I feel like y'all did what y'all was comfortable with doing, which was turning your heads the other way and just letting this shit slide. Fuck all y'all. Y'all ain't shit in my book. Y'all not getting a pass from me. All the rest of these people on this platform might give y'all a pass, but you not getting past me. I got the same smoke for y'all that I got for Shannon, that I got for all his other baby mamas, because everybody went into this shit knowing exactly what the fuck this nigga was. He wasn't like not quiet about who he was. He told it off rip. Why? Because the records are public. That's why he told. And he also told, in my opinion, because he knew that there was people desperate enough out there to accept that shit from him. Ain't none of y'all shit in my book. And if I had my motherfucking way to get up there to Detroit, I would throw on my fucking Nike boots and I would skirt on all of y'all fucking necks with them joints. On necks. On necks. All of you. Annette, Shannon, Marquita, even down to fucking Roxy. I even got my opinions about Roxy. I don't care what y'all say. That bitch moving funny, and I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Roxy is moving funny. But I'll go into another video explaining why I think that bitch moving funny. Because all that energy she had online on Mark D podcast and shit, she didn't have none of that energy when she came face to face with Shannon. And I don't fuck with that. Because, bitch, you have been back in the D for how long? Talking about you was looking for her and this, that, and the third, and you couldn't find her, and then you finally found the bitch and you in her face, and you not having the energy that you had online, girl, get on. You ain't about shit and fuck you. And I said, what the fuck? I said, come see me about it, do something. Now, as far as Tijuana, you too, bitch. You too. I got smoke for you too, because you's a nasty. You sat there and you allowed for your brother to get away with this shit in front of your motherfucking face, bitch. I see you. The rest of the world might not see you, but I know what a fucking enabler look like. I grew up around bitches like you. I'm a survivor myself, and in no way is this any type of projection because I've been to therapy, been in therapy for years. And I've healed from my situation and am still kind of in some ways healing. But what I learned from therapy also is that now I can identify bitches like you. I can identify people like you. I can identify family members and friends and even coworkers. Some coworkers can be enablers too. Friends can be enablers. Enablers can be the people closest to you, no matter the role or title. I know how to identify them because of bitches like you. It took me a long time to get to this place to be able to see it, but I see it. And once you see something, you cannot unsee it. Again, all of this is my opinion and it's allegedly in the same smoke I got for y'all. See, y'all be having all the smoke for Shannon and Marquita and even down the line to Roxy. Y'all got all the smoke for Annette and them, you know, and all the smoke for Jarvis, but none of the smoke for this bitch Tijuana. None. And that bitch deserves all the fucking smoke because before any of those people came into his life, she was in his life. Now you can't tell me that your family members didn't talk because I know that y'all had been keeping tabs on him. You had to have been. That's your family. And people talk in families. This shit ain't nothing to be quiet about amongst family. Enablers gonna talk to each other about shit. They may not talk outside of the familial unit, but y'all talk. Y'all might mention it and then toss it to the side at least. But at some point, I feel like y'all knew what type of monster he is, and y'all just didn't think enough of it to do anything. Now, what if somebody had put a bullet in his head? Like, what if that would have hurt you, right? Because then it would have been like, damn, we should have did something to stop him from doing. Man, and y'all miss me with the well. What could they have done? It's a lot they could have fucking did. No, they can't physically make him go get help. But goddamn it, I'm trying to tell you, the minute that I would have heard, if it was my brother, my son, my uncle, my cousin, the minute that if I would have heard and I knew what the fuck they was, I would have been on the phone with CPS. Hello, CPS. Yeah, my nasty ass brother, my nasty ass son, my nasty ass uncle, my nasty ass whoever the fuck is out here making kids and they a whole fucking pedophile. They a whole PDF file. And they out here making kids. They can't be trusted around kids. You need to do something about that. Do something before somebody else do. Somebody else get to them. And if y'all won't do it, then I might have to be the one to do it because I love my sibling. I love my uncle, cousin, whoever. I love them, but I will not allow them to be out here hurting nobody. So either y'all do it or I do it, and I will gladly take the charges to protect people from this type of hurt and toxicity and abuse. I will do it myself. Come get them. And take the mamas to jail too because they ain't got no business having kids knowing that this motherfucker like that. And that's how you handle it. Now I understand that y'all saying that that Detroit CPS they failed these people and they did horrifically. The state, the CPS and the social services, all of them, they failed. The school system, they all failed Naziah. Every last one of them. They failed Janiyah. They failed all the rest of them kids that was subjected to this shit. They failed them. Now y'all can say what y'all want to say, but that's what I believe and that's what I feel. Now this was my opinion, and I will do another video so that y'all can get a better understanding of where I'm coming from. And I will go into detail and try to post more information as it becomes available. But y'all go and check them other videos out and try to get the facts and stuff. And let me know what y'all think in the comments. Because I'm telling you, enablers, it's enough. I'm tired. I'm sick of y'all. I am so sick of y'all. And y'all got people out here blinded. But not me. Not me. I see you. I see you. And no more. The time has come for it to stop. Y'all will no longer be sweeping this type of stuff under the rug and allowing these predators to run amok. y'all will go down just like they do. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope that y'all will like, share, and subscribe to my content if you like my commentary, or any other content that I might post in the future. We'll be back. Stay tuned.